Imagine for a moment that the answers to every question, the solution to every problem, and the fulfillment of every desire already exist. Where would you search for them? Would you wander the world chasing fleeting treasures? Or would you turn inward, seeking the eternal source? To seek the kingdom of God is not a journey outward, it is an awakening within. The kingdom is not a place you visit, it is a state of being you embody. Scripture tells us the kingdom of God is within you. This is not metaphorical, it is literal. Within the depths of your consciousness lies the infinite power to create, transform, and manifest. To enter this kingdom, you must first align yourself with its laws. These are not the laws of man bound by limitation and fear. No, these are the laws of faith, imagination, and divine certainty. The kingdom responds not to your words, but to your inner conviction. It recognizes the language of feeling. Ask yourself, do you feel as though you already possess what you seek? Do you see yourself as the person you desire to be? If not, you have yet to find the kingdom. For in the kingdom there is no lack, no struggle, no separation from your desires. Everything exists in divine completion. Faith is your key. To believe without doubt, to trust without wavering, is to align yourself with the infinite. But faith is more than belief, it is a knowing that surpasses evidence. It is the willingness to step into the unknown, trusting that the unseen will reveal itself. Begin now by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and imagine the life you desire. Feel the joy, the peace, the gratitude as though it is already yours. This is how you seek the kingdom, not through striving, but through surrendering to the truth of your being. Detach yourself from the illusions of the outer world. The physical realm may tempt you with appearances of lack, but they are shadows of a deeper reality. Do not be swayed by what your eyes see. Instead, trust what your heart knows. Give thanks. Gratitude is the vibration of abundance, and it draws to you all that you desire. When you are thankful as though you already have, the kingdom opens its doors. Seek first the kingdom of God, not through effort, but through faith, imagination, and love. And all things shall be added unto you. The kingdom is here, it is now, and it is yours. The kingdom of God is not a place you can physically visit, nor is it something you can discover through external means. It is not hidden in the far corners of the earth, nor does it require a pilgrimage to sacred sites. The kingdom resides within you, waiting patiently for your recognition. It has always been there, untouched by the limitations of time and space, and it holds the answers to the deepest questions of your soul. To understand this, you must first realize that the external world is but a reflection of your inner state. What you see, feel, and experience outwardly originates from the invisible realm within you. This is the divine truth that so many overlook, distracted by the illusions of the physical world. They seek fulfillment in material possessions, validation from others, or status and success, only to find these pursuits leave them feeling empty. Why? Because they are looking in the wrong place. The kingdom of God does not operate on the level of the external. It is the source from which all things flow. The key to unlocking this kingdom is awareness. Most people live their lives unaware of the immense power within them. They are like heirs to a great fortune who have forgotten their inheritance. The moment you awaken to the truth that the kingdom resides within you, everything changes. You no longer feel bound by circumstances, for you understand that you are the creator of your reality. The power to transform your life lies not in changing the external, but in transforming the inner landscape of your consciousness. Think of your consciousness as the soil of the kingdom. What you plant there through your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs will grow and manifest in the physical world. This is why seeking the kingdom within is so vital. When you cultivate thoughts of love, faith, and abundance, you align yourself with the divine laws that govern creation. When you dwell in fear, doubt, or lack, you cut yourself off from the limitless resources of the kingdom. The choice is always yours, for the kingdom responds to your state of being. The kingdom is not something you earn or achieve. It is not a reward for good behavior or a prize to be won. It is your birthright. You are already a part of it, and it is already a part of you. The only thing required is your recognition. This recognition does not come through intellectual reasoning or external validation. It comes through a deep, intuitive knowing that transcends the mind. It is a quiet realization that you are one with the divine and the divine is one with you. When you begin to live from this understanding, you will notice a profound shift in your life. The struggles that once seemed insurmountable will lose their power over you. The desires that once felt out of reach will flow effortlessly into your experience. This is not because the external world has changed, but because you have aligned yourself with the truth of who you are. The kingdom within you is limitless. It knows no lack, no fear, and no separation. It is pure love, creativity, and abundance. To access the kingdom, you must quiet the noise of the outer world and turn inward. Spend time in stillness, in prayer, or in meditation. These practices help you peel away the layers of doubt and distraction that obscure the kingdom's presence. As you do, you will feel a sense of peace and certainty that nothing in the external world can shake. This is the power of the kingdom. It is unchanging, eternal, and ever-present. The kingdom within you is not just a concept, it is a living reality. It is the source of your being, the essence of your soul, and the wellspring of all that is good. It is not waiting for you to find it, for it has never been lost. It is simply waiting for you to recognize it, to turn inward, and to claim the divine inheritance that is already yours. Once you do, you will understand the profound truth that the kingdom of God is not a distant promise, it is a present reality within you, now and always. The kingdom of God is not a place you can physically visit, nor is it something you can discover through external means. It is not hidden in the far corners of the earth, nor does it require a pilgrimage to sacred sites. The kingdom resides within you, waiting patiently for your recognition. It has always been there, untouched by the limitations of time and space, and it holds the answers to the deepest questions of your soul. To understand this, you must first realize that the external world is but a reflection of your inner state. What you see, feel, and experience outwardly originates from the invisible realm within you. This is the divine truth that so many overlook, distracted by the illusions of the physical world. They seek fulfillment in material possessions, validation from others, or status and success, only to find these pursuits leave them feeling empty. Why? Because they are looking in the wrong place. The kingdom of God does not operate on the level of the external. It is the source from which all things flow. The key to unlocking this kingdom is awareness. Most people live their lives unaware of the immense power within them. They are like heirs to a great fortune who have forgotten their inheritance. The moment you awaken to the truth that the kingdom resides within you, everything changes. You no longer feel bound by circumstances, for you understand that you are the creator of your reality. The power to transform your life lies not in changing the external, but in transforming the inner landscape of your consciousness. Think of your consciousness as the soil of the kingdom. What you plant there through your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs will grow and manifest in the physical world. This is why seeking the kingdom within is so vital. When you cultivate thoughts of love, faith, and abundance, you align yourself with the divine laws that govern creation. When you dwell in fear, doubt, or lack, you cut yourself off from the limitless resources of the kingdom. The choice is always yours, for the kingdom responds to your state of being. The kingdom is not something you earn or achieve. It is not a reward for good behavior or a prize to be won. It is your birthright. You are already a part of it, and it is already a part of you. The only thing required is your recognition. This recognition does not come through intellectual reasoning or external validation. It comes through a deep, intuitive knowing that transcends the mind. It is a quiet realization that you are one with the divine, and the divine is one with you. When you begin to live from this understanding, you will notice a profound shift in your life. The struggles that once seemed insurmountable will lose their power over you. The desires that once felt out of reach will flow effortlessly into your experience. This is not because the external world has changed, but because you have aligned yourself with the truth of who you are. The kingdom within you is limitless. It knows no lack, no fear, and no separation. It is pure love, creativity, and abundance. To access the kingdom, you must quiet the noise of the outer world and turn inward. Spend time in stillness, in prayer, or in meditation. These practices help you peel away the layers of doubt and distraction that obscure the kingdom's presence. As you do, you will feel a sense of peace and certainty that nothing in the external world can shake. This is the power of the kingdom. It is unchanging, eternal, and ever-present. The kingdom within you is not just a concept, it is a living reality. It is the source of your being, the essence of your soul, and the wellspring of all that is good. It is not waiting for you to find it, for it has never been lost. It is simply waiting for you to recognize it, to turn inward, and to claim the divine inheritance that is already yours. Once you do, you will understand the profound truth that the kingdom of God is not a distant promise, it is a present reality, within you, now and always. To seek the kingdom of God is to align your inner world with the divine vision, a vision where all things are possible and limitations dissolve in the face of infinite potential. The divine vision is not something foreign or distant, it is the blueprint of perfection that exists within you, silently guiding you toward your highest self. To align with it, you must first understand that this vision is rooted in love, abundance, and creativity. It is a reflection of the divine mind, ever expanding and endlessly giving. The process of alignment begins with awareness. Most people go through life unaware of the divine vision within them. They are so consumed by the noise of the outer world, the fears, doubts, and distractions that they fail to recognize the still, small voice calling them to something greater. This voice is not loud or forceful, it is gentle and persistent, urging you to rise above appearances and embrace the truth of your being. To align with the divine vision, you must first quiet the noise of the world. Turn inward and listen. In the silence you will find clarity. In the stillness you will perceive the vision that has always been within you. This vision does not come from your physical senses or the reasoning of your mind. It comes from the deeper part of you, the part that knows no separation from the divine. Once you perceive this vision, your task is to bring your inner world into harmony with it. This means shifting your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs to align with the truth that all things are possible. If you hold thoughts of limitation or doubt, you are out of alignment with the divine vision. If you allow fear or negativity to dominate your emotions, you are closing yourself off from the limitless possibilities of the kingdom. Aligning with the divine vision requires faith in the unseen, faith in the power within you, and faith in the perfection of the divine plan. This faith is not blind optimism, it is a deep knowing that transcends appearances. Even when the external world seems chaotic or discouraging, faith anchors you in the reality of the kingdom, where all things are already accomplished. To cultivate this faith, practice seeing beyond the physical. When you look at your circumstances, do not accept them as fixed or final. Instead, see them as malleable, shaped by the power of your inner vision. Imagine the life you desire as though it is already yours. Feel the joy, the peace, and the fulfillment of living in alignment with the divine. This is not wishful thinking, it is the creative process by which the kingdom operates. As you align your inner world with the divine vision, you will notice a profound transformation in your life. Opportunities will appear where there seem to be none. Relationships will flourish and obstacles will dissolve. This is not because the outer world has suddenly changed, it is because your inner alignment has shifted, and the outer world must reflect this change. The physical realm is a mirror of your inner state, and when your inner world is in harmony with the divine vision, the mirror reflects beauty, abundance, and perfection. The divine vision also calls you to live in integrity with your highest self. This means acting in ways that align with love, compassion, and truth. It means letting go of behaviors and attitudes that are rooted in fear or selfishness. When you live in alignment with the divine vision, your actions become an extension of your inner harmony. You radiate the qualities of the kingdom: peace, joy, and abundance, and these qualities ripple out to bless others. It is important to understand that aligning with the divine vision is not a one-time event but a continuous process. Life will present challenges and distractions, tempting you to fall back into old patterns of doubt and fear. In these moments, return to the vision. Remind yourself of the truth that the kingdom is within you and that all things are possible. Through persistence and faith, this alignment becomes your natural state. You no longer strive or struggle, for you are in harmony with the flow of divine creation. The vision guides you effortlessly, and you move through life with a sense of purpose and grace. The kingdom is not something you seek outside yourself, it is the reality you embody when you align with the divine vision within. This is the path to fulfillment, peace, and infinite possibility. Faith is the cornerstone of accessing the kingdom of God, the unseen reality that exists beyond the limits of our physical senses. It is the pathway that bridges the gap between what is visible and what is yet to manifest. To walk this path, you must cultivate an unwavering belief in the unseen, a belief that is not dictated by appearances or circumstances, but is rooted in the truth of your divine nature. Faith is the foundation upon which the kingdom stands, and without it, the doors to infinite possibilities remain closed. If faith begins with the recognition that there is more to life than what meets the eye. The physical world, as tangible as it seems, is but a shadow of a deeper, more profound reality. This unseen reality, the kingdom of God, operates on principles that transcend the material. It is a realm of infinite potential, where all things are possible, and where every desire and dream already exist in its perfect form. To access this realm, you must trust in its existence, even when there is no physical evidence to support it. This trust, however, is not blind or naive. It is a deep inner knowing, a certainty that goes beyond logic or reason. It is the quiet assurance that the power of the divine is working within you, even when the outer world appears unchanged. This kind of faith requires you to shift your focus from the external to the internal, from the seen to the unseen. It asks you to rely not on what your eyes can see, but on what your heart knows to be true. Faith is not passive, it is an active force that shapes your reality. When you hold a vision of what you desire and maintain faith in its fulfillment, you align yourself with the creative power of the kingdom. This alignment is not about hoping or wishing, it is about knowing. It is standing firm in the belief that what you seek is already yours, even before it appears in your experience. This unwavering belief creates a vibrational match between you and your desire, drawing it into your life with the certainty of divine law. Doubt is the greatest enemy of faith. When you allow doubt to enter your mind, you sever the connection between you and the kingdom. Doubt arises when you focus on appearances and allow them to dictate your beliefs. It whispers that your desires are too big, that the obstacles are too great, or that you are unworthy of receiving what you seek. To overcome doubt, you must anchor yourself in the truth that the kingdom is not limited by the physical world. It operates on a higher plane, where all things are possible. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate faith is through imagination. Imagination is the tool by which you connect with the unseen reality of the kingdom. When you imagine your desires as already fulfilled, you create a mental blueprint that the divine power within you brings to life. This act of imagining is not mere fantasy, it is a spiritual practice that activates the creative forces of the universe. It allows you to see beyond appearances and focus on the truth of what is possible. It also requires patience. The kingdom operates in perfect timing, which often differs from our own expectations. When you plant a seed of faith, you must give it time to grow. Impatience is a sign of doubt, a lack of trust in the process. True faith remains steadfast, even when the results are not immediately visible. It understands that delays are not denials but opportunities for greater growth and alignment. Living with faith transforms every aspect of your life. It replaces fear with confidence, lack with abundance, and struggle with ease. It allows you to navigate challenges with grace, knowing that the power of the kingdom is always working on your behalf. Faith gives you the strength to let go of control and trust in the divine order of things. It frees you from the need to force outcomes, allowing you to flow with the natural rhythm of creation. Faith is the pathway to the kingdom because it aligns you with the divine power within you. It is the key that unlocks the door to infinite possibilities, the bridge that connects you to your highest self. When you live with faith, you are no longer a passive observer of life, you become a conscious creator, shaping your reality in harmony with the divine. Faith is not just a belief, it is a way of being, a state of mind that opens the floodgates of the kingdom and allows its blessings to flow into every area of your life. Entering the kingdom of God begins with a profound yet simple truth. To experience the reality you desire, you must first assume the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. This is not a passive act but an intentional shift in consciousness, where you move from hoping and waiting to living as though your desired state is already your reality. By doing so, you align yourself with the creative power of the kingdom, and what you imagine inwardly becomes your external experience. To assume the feeling of your desired state, you must understand that creation begins within. The outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and what you feel, believe, and imagine inwardly is inevitably mirrored in your external circumstances. Most people wait for external changes to dictate their feelings, believing they will feel happy or fulfilled once they achieve their desires. However, this approach is backward. The kingdom operates on a higher law. You must first feel the reality of your desire within yourself, and only then will it manifest in the world around you. This practice requires living in the end. Living in the end means fully immersing yourself in the experience of your wish fulfilled. It is not enough to think about your desire or visualize it as something distant. You must feel it as real and present now. Imagine yourself already possessing what you seek. See it in your mind's eye, hear the sounds, and feel the emotions as though it is already yours. This is not daydreaming, it is the deliberate creation of your reality. The key to this process is emotion. Feeling is the language of the kingdom, the bridge between your inner world and the outer manifestation. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you activate the creative power within you, setting the wheels of divine law into motion. The intensity and sincerity of your feelings determine the speed and clarity with which your desire takes form. Half-hearted or doubtful emotions create mixed results, but unwavering faith in your imagined reality ensures its eventual realization. This practice also requires discipline of mind. The world will often present you with evidence contrary to your desire, tempting you to doubt or abandon your vision. To live in the end, you must remain steadfast, refusing to be swayed by appearances. This is not denial of reality, but recognition that the true reality lies within you. The outer world is fluid, shaped by the power of your inner assumptions. As you persist in assuming the feeling of your desired state, the external world will inevitably conform to match it. Living in the end also involves letting go of how your desire will manifest. The kingdom operates with perfect wisdom and timing, orchestrating circumstances in ways that often surpass human understanding. Your task is not to figure out the how, but to remain faithful to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Trust that the divine power within you knows the best way to bring your desire into being. It is important to approach this practice with a sense of gratitude and joy. Gratitude is a powerful amplifier of your inner state, signaling to the kingdom that you are ready to receive. By feeling grateful for your desire as though it is already yours, you create a vibrational match with the reality you wish to experience. This gratitude is not forced or contrived, it is a natural response to the realization that the kingdom is always working for your highest good. As you assume the feeling of your desired state, you may notice subtle but profound changes in your behavior, thoughts, and interactions. You begin to carry yourself with the confidence and peace of someone who knows their desires are assured. Opportunities, people, and circumstances align effortlessly, as though the universe itself is conspiring to bring your vision to life. This is the power of living in the end, a power that transforms not only your external reality but also your inner sense of self. Assuming the feeling of your desired state is an act of faith and surrender. It is a declaration that you trust in the power of the kingdom within you, that you believe in the reality of your imagination more than the limitations of the physical world. This shift in consciousness is the key to unlocking the infinite potential of the kingdom, where every dream, desire, and wish is already complete. By living in the end, you step into your divine inheritance, experiencing life as it was always meant to be, abundant, joyful, and aligned with the limitless possibilities of the divine. The physical world often presents a mirage of limitation, a convincing illusion that what you desire is distant, difficult, or impossible to attain. It weaves a narrative of scarcity, lack, and separation, urging you to believe in its constraints and accept them as absolute. But the truth is, these appearances are not reality. They are temporary shadows cast by the deeper, infinite reality of the kingdom of God within you. To seek the kingdom, you must rise above these illusions and detach from the belief in lack. You must recognize that the limitations of the outer world have no power except that which you grant them. The illusion of lack is rooted in the senses. When you observe the world through the lens of physical evidence alone, it is easy to feel bound by its seeming limitations. You may see insufficient resources, unfulfilled desires, or obstacles that appear insurmountable. But these perceptions are not reflective of the truth. They are projections of a limited understanding shaped by fear, doubt, and disbelief. The kingdom calls you to see beyond appearances and anchor yourself in the reality of abundance and fulfillment that exists within. To detach from the illusion of lack, you must first understand its nature. Lack is not a condition of the external world, it is a state of consciousness. When you believe in scarcity, you create it in your experience. Your focus on what is missing perpetuates the very absence you seek to overcome. This is the paradox of lack. The more you dwell on it, the more real it becomes. But the moment you shift your focus to the infinite abundance of the kingdom, the illusion begins to dissolve, and you align yourself with the limitless supply of the divine. This shift in focus requires a deliberate reprogramming of the mind. You must train yourself to see beyond the evidence of the senses and trust in the unseen reality of the kingdom. This is not about denying the challenges of the physical world, but about recognizing that they do not define your ultimate truth. The kingdom operates on a higher plane, where lack does not exist and every need is already met. By aligning your thoughts and feelings with this higher reality, you rise above the illusion and step into the flow of divine abundance. Detachment from lack also involves releasing attachment to specific outcomes. Often the illusion of lack is perpetuated by a fixation on how your desires should manifest. You may cling to a particular path or time frame, believing that fulfillment can only come in one way. But the kingdom operates with infinite creativity, often bringing about your desires in ways you could never predict or imagine. By letting go of rigid expectations, you open yourself to the limitless possibilities of divine provision. Gratitude is a powerful tool for breaking free from the illusion of lack. When you focus on what you already have, you shift your awareness from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude amplifies your connection to the kingdom, reminding you that you are always provided for, and that there is no true lack in the divine reality. This sense of thankfulness creates a fertile ground for the manifestation of your desires, allowing the riches of the kingdom to flow into your life effortlessly. Faith plays a crucial role in this process. To detach from the illusion of lack, you must cultivate an unshakable belief in the abundance of the kingdom. This faith is not blind optimism, it is a deep knowing that the power of the divine is greater than any appearance of limitation. When you trust in the infinite supply of the kingdom, you no longer feel the need to strive or struggle. Instead, you rest in the assurance that all your needs are already met, and you allow this inner certainty to shape your outer reality. Rising above the illusion of lack also requires a shift in identity. As long as you see yourself as separate from the divine, you will feel incomplete and lacking. But when you recognize that the kingdom is within you, that you are one with its infinite power and intelligence, you transcend the illusion of separation. You no longer see yourself as a limited being trying to attain something external. Instead, you understand that everything you desire is already yours, waiting to be claimed through your awareness. Detaching from lack is not about ignoring the challenges of life, but about approaching them from a higher perspective. It is about seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth, scarcity as an invitation to trust, and setbacks as stepping stones toward greater alignment with the kingdom. This perspective transforms your relationship with the world, allowing you to navigate it with confidence, peace, and purpose. The illusion of lack loses its grip the moment you awaken to the truth of the kingdom within you. By detaching from the belief in limitation and embracing the reality of infinite abundance, you step into your divine inheritance. The physical world may continue to present appearances of lack, but they no longer have power over you. You walk with the assurance that the kingdom is your true reality, a reality where every need is met, every desire is fulfilled, and every possibility is within reach. Gratitude is the master key to the treasures of the kingdom. It is not merely a polite acknowledgement or a fleeting emotion, but a profound state of being that aligns you with the divine flow of abundance. Gratitude opens the doors to all that you seek by shifting your consciousness from lack to fulfillment, from separation to oneness. It allows you to dwell in the reality of your desires fulfilled, making them tangible and present in your life. The essence of gratitude lies in giving thanks as though your prayers have already been answered. This is a radical departure from the common approach of waiting for external circumstances to change before expressing appreciation. When you practice gratitude in this way, you declare your faith in the unseen, affirming that the reality you desire already exists within the kingdom. You step into the vibration of your fulfilled desire, and in doing so you call it forth into your experience. Gratitude is not bound by conditions. It does not depend on what you can see, hear, or touch in the physical world. True gratitude springs from a deeper knowing, a recognition of the infinite abundance that surrounds you and flows through you. When you cultivate this awareness, you realize that there is no lack, no separation, and no limitation in the kingdom. Everything you could ever need or desire is already yours, waiting for you to claim it through your consciousness. This practice of gratitude requires a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on what is missing or what is not yet materialized, you direct your attention to the blessings already present in your life. These blessings may be as simple as the air you breathe, the warmth of the sun, or the love of a friend. By acknowledging and appreciating these gifts, you attune yourself to the frequency of abundance. The more you give thanks, the more you align with the flow of the kingdom, and the more you open yourself to receive. Gratitude also amplifies the creative power within you. When you give thanks for your desires as though they are already fulfilled, you impress this reality upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious, being the creative medium of the kingdom, responds to this impression by bringing it into form. Your consistent gratitude acts as a seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness that grows and manifests in the physical world. This practice requires faith and imagination. It may feel unnatural at first to give thanks for something you cannot yet see or touch. But this is where the power of the kingdom lies, in the unseen, in the realm of infinite possibilities. By giving thanks in advance, you activate the creative forces of the universe, signaling your readiness to receive. You move beyond doubt and hesitation, stepping into the certainty that your desires are already yours. Gratitude also dissolves resistance. When you focus on what you are thankful for, you shift your energy from fear and worry to love and trust. This shift allows you to release the struggle and effort that often accompany the pursuit of your desires. Instead of striving to make things happen, you relax into the flow of the kingdom, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. Gratitude becomes a bridge between your inner vision and its outer manifestation. Furthermore, gratitude transforms your relationships and interactions. When you approach others with a spirit of thankfulness, you create an atmosphere of harmony and connection. Your gratitude uplifts those around you, inspiring them to recognize their own blessings. This ripple effect spreads outward, enriching not only your life but the lives of everyone you encounter. In this way, gratitude becomes a force for collective good, multiplying the treasures of the kingdom. Practicing gratitude also strengthens your trust in divine timing. There may be moments when your desires seem delayed or unattainable. In these moments, gratitude anchors you in the assurance that the kingdom is always working for your highest good. By giving thanks for what is yet to come, you affirm your faith in the divine plan, trusting that everything will manifest at the perfect time and in the perfect way. The gratitude is a recognition of your oneness with the divine. When you give thanks, you affirm that you are not separate from the source of all abundance, but an integral part of it. This awareness dissolves the illusion of lack and empowers you to claim your inheritance as a child of the kingdom. Gratitude becomes not just a practice, but a way of life, a continual acknowledgement of the infinite blessings that flow to you and through you. As you embody gratitude, you unlock the doors to the treasures of the kingdom. You step into a reality where every prayer is answered, every need is met, and every desire is fulfilled. Gratitude transforms your consciousness, allowing you to live in the fullness of the kingdom here and now. By giving thanks, not as a reaction but as a declaration, you align yourself with the divine flow and open the way for miracles to unfold in your life. In seeking the kingdom of God, you embark on a journey that begins within. It is a path that calls for alignment with the divine vision, unwavering faith, and the ability to assume the feeling of your desires already fulfilled. It challenges you to rise above the illusions of lack, embrace gratitude as a living reality, and trust in the unseen power that governs all things. This journey is not one of striving but of surrender, letting go of fear, doubt, and separation to step into the infinite abundance, love, and wisdom that have always been yours. The kingdom is not a distant destination, it is the essence of who you are. By turning inward and aligning your consciousness with the divine, you unlock its treasures and bring its fullness into your daily life. Every thought, feeling, and belief becomes a prayer, shaping your reality and drawing you closer to the realization of your highest self. Trust in the process, remain steadfast in your faith, and let the truth of the kingdom transform every aspect of your existence. Thank you for embarking on this profound journey. May you find the kingdom within, live in its abundance, and radiate its blessings to the world. Wealth is not something you find, it is something you create. The journey to becoming super rich begins not with your bank account, but with your mind. Your thoughts, beliefs, and focus are the invisible forces that shape your reality. If you truly wish to transform your financial destiny, it is time to shift your focus inward. Start by recognizing the immense power of your imagination. The world outside is only a reflection of the world within. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself living in abundance, walking through a luxurious home, feeling the joy of financial freedom, or giving generously to others, you are planting the seeds of wealth in your subconscious mind. But here is the key: do not merely see it, feel it. Feel as though you are already super rich. Let the emotions of success and security flood your being. The universe responds not to empty wishes but to the vibrational power of belief. Assume the identity of a wealthy person, and the world will rise to meet your vision. You must also learn to detach from the illusion of lack. The more you focus on what you do not have, the more you perpetuate scarcity in your life. Instead, cultivate a sense of gratitude. Be thankful for every small sign of abundance, for gratitude magnifies the good in your life and draws more of it to you. The path to riches does not require struggle or competition. It requires alignment. Quietly and persistently align your thoughts with the life you desire. Do not seek validation from others, for wealth creation is a deeply personal journey. Trust that the power within you is sufficient to manifest your dreams. So persist. The visible world may test your faith, but your persistence is the bridge between imagination and reality. Hold your vision unwaveringly, and what once seemed impossible will become inevitable. This is the secret to becoming super rich, not by chasing money, but by changing your focus. Wealth is not a destination, it is a state of mind. Shift your focus and watch as the riches you desire flow effortlessly into your life. Your external reality is a faithful reflection of your internal beliefs. This is not a poetic metaphor, but a fundamental truth of existence. Everything you see, experience, and possess in the physical world is a direct manifestation of the thoughts and assumptions you consistently entertain. If you desire wealth, it is not enough to chase after it in the external world. You must first cultivate the mindset of a wealthy person within. The mind is not just a tool for solving problems, it is the creative force behind every aspect of your life. It is the birthplace of all riches. To understand this, consider the law that governs reality. You can never rise above the limitations you impose upon yourself in your mind. A person who believes they are destined for financial struggle will unconsciously create circumstances to validate that belief. Even when opportunities for wealth appear, they may not recognize or seize them because their internal state does not align with abundance. Conversely, someone who deeply believes in their own prosperity will find that life consistently presents avenues for financial growth, often in unexpected ways. The difference lies not in external conditions, but in the inner conviction. Assuming the mindset of a wealthy person is not about arrogance or superficial posturing. It is about shifting your perception of yourself to align with the reality you wish to experience. This shift begins with self-awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you habitually think about money. Do you see wealth as something attainable or something reserved for others? Do you associate money with freedom and possibility, or with stress and limitation? These beliefs shape your reality more than any external factor. Once you identify limiting beliefs, the work of transformation begins. Replace thoughts of lack with thoughts of abundance. This is not wishful thinking, it is the conscious reprogramming of your subconscious mind. Speak to yourself as though you are already wealthy. Use affirmations such as, "I am abundant, money flows to me effortlessly, and I am a magnet for prosperity." The repetition of these affirmations, especially when coupled with genuine emotion, begins to override old patterns of scarcity and replaces them with the vibration of wealth. But belief alone is not enough. To truly assume the mindset of a wealthy person, you must feel as though you already possess the wealth you desire. This feeling is the secret ingredient that activates the creative power of your mind. Visualize yourself living the life of abundance. See yourself in a beautiful home, traveling to places you've always dreamed of, or providing generously for others. Feel the emotions of joy, gratitude, and freedom as though these experiences are already yours. This alignment between thought and feeling creates a magnetic force that draws opportunities and resources into your life. This process requires patience and persistence. The world around you may not immediately reflect your internal transformation. In fact, it may even seem to resist it. But do not be discouraged. The mind, like a seed, needs time to grow and bear fruit. Trust in the process. Keep your focus on the life you are creating within, and do not allow temporary appearances to shake your belief. Remember, reality is not fixed, it is fluid, constantly responding to the dominant vibration you project. Another key to assuming the mindset of a wealthy person is to detach from the outcome. This does not mean you abandon your desires, but rather that you release the fear and desperation often tied to them. Desperation repels what you seek, while confidence and certainty attract it. Trust that the wealth you desire is already on its way, and live with the calm assurance that it will arrive at the perfect time. Surround yourself with influences that reinforce your new mindset. Read books, listen to speakers, and associate with people who embody the principles of abundance. The environment you immerse yourself in has a powerful impact on your thoughts and beliefs. Choose influences that uplift and inspire you to think expansively. Wealth begins in the mind because the mind is the source of all creation. When you assume the mindset of a wealthy person, thinking, feeling, and acting as though abundance is already yours, you unlock the unlimited potential within you. Your external world will then rearrange itself to match this new internal reality. Wealth is not something you pursue, it is something you attract by becoming its embodiment. Imagination holds a power so profound that it can reshape your reality and unlock a life of abundance. It is not a passive daydreaming or idle musing, but an active, deliberate act of creation. When you engage your imagination with focus and intent, you begin to design the blueprint for the life you wish to live. What you repeatedly see and feel in your mind becomes the foundation upon which your external experiences are built. This truth is the cornerstone of manifesting wealth, success, and fulfillment. Everything that exists in the physical world first began as a thought in someone's mind. Every invention, every skyscraper, every work of art was once an idea, a vision held and nurtured until it became reality. Your imagination is the same creative faculty. It is your ability to mentally construct the life you desire and bring it into being. This is not a trivial exercise, but the very essence of creation. To harness the power of focused imagination, you must begin with clarity. What is it that you truly desire? Be specific. Vague wishes lead to vague results. If it is wealth you seek, visualize the exact experiences, possessions, or freedoms that wealth represents to you. See yourself living in the home of your dreams, traveling to beautiful places, or experiencing the joy of financial security. Your imagination needs clear and vivid images to work with, as these images will form the blueprint for your reality. Once you have clarity, engage your senses in the act of imagination. See the details of your vision as though they are already real. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, and even smell the environment. The more vividly you can immerse yourself in this imagined reality, the more powerful the effect on your subconscious mind. Your subconscious does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. It accepts your mental images as truth and begins to align your external world to match them. Feeling is the key that activates this process. It is not enough to simply see your desires in your mind, you must feel the emotions associated with their fulfillment. Feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement as though you are already living the life you desire. These emotions elevate your vibration and align you with the frequency of abundance. The universe responds not to empty wishes but to the energy of conviction and belief. When you feel as though your desires are already yours, you send a powerful signal that draws them to you. Consistency is essential. The power of focused imagination lies in repetition. It is not a one-time act but a daily practice. Each time you engage in this mental rehearsal, you reinforce the blueprint of abundance within your subconscious mind. Over time, this repeated focus creates a momentum that begins to influence your thoughts, actions, and circumstances. Opportunities that align with your vision will start to appear, and you will find yourself drawn to decisions and actions that support its realization. Doubt and distraction are the enemies of focused imagination. The world around you may present conditions that seem to contradict your vision, but you must remain steadfast. Imagination requires faith, a belief in the unseen. Resist the temptation to dwell on negative thoughts or to focus on what is lacking. These distractions only dilute your creative power and keep you tethered to your current reality. Instead, return again and again to the vision in your mind, trusting that it is already taking shape. The act of imagining abundance is not about escaping reality but transforming it. It is about recognizing that you are the author of your story and the pen is in your hands. Through focused imagination, you rewrite the script of your life. You shift your attention away from limitations and direct it toward possibilities. This shift in focus is the key to unlocking the abundance that has always been within your reach. Imagination, when wielded with focus and intention, becomes the most powerful tool for manifesting wealth and success. It allows you to step into the reality of your desires before they appear in the physical world. By repeatedly seeing and feeling your vision as true, you create a magnetic force that draws it into existence. The power of imagination lies not in wishful thinking but in its ability to transform your inner world which is the foundation of all external change. Through imagination, you unlock the door to a life of limitless abundance. At its core is not merely the absence of wealth or material possessions, it is a state of mind rooted in the illusion of lack. This illusion is perpetuated by the constant focus on what is missing in one's life, whether it is money, opportunities, or resources. When you dwell on lack, you magnify it in your experience. The more you focus on what you do not have, the more you create circumstances that reinforce that perception. To break free from this cycle, you must detach from the illusion of lack and shift your focus to gratitude and the certainty of abundance. This shift is transformative, not just for your external circumstances, but for the very essence of how you experience life. The illusion of lack arises because of the tendency to measure one's worth or potential against external conditions. If your bank account is low, you might believe you are poor. If opportunity seems scarce, you might think you are unlucky. These judgments, however, are based on temporary appearances and not the deeper truth of your existence. The reality is that abundance is always present, waiting for you to align with it. What you focus on grows, and when your attention is fixed on lack, you inadvertently amplify it. The first step to detaching from the illusion of lack is to shift your focus to gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful force that alters your perspective and energy. When you focus on what you already have, no matter how small, you begin to see the world through a lens of abundance. Gratitude opens your eyes to the wealth that already surrounds you, whether it is the roof over your head, the food on your table, or the relationships in your life. These moments of appreciation are not trivial, they are the foundation upon which greater abundance is built. Gratitude also shifts your vibration. Instead of emitting the energy of lack, you radiate the energy of fulfillment and contentment. This shift is magnetic, it draws more things into your life to be grateful for. The universe responds to the frequency you project, and when you operate from a place of gratitude, you invite prosperity and opportunities that align with your positive outlook. This is not mere wishful thinking, but a practical application of the law of attraction, which states that like attracts like. Another vital step in detaching from the illusion of lack is cultivating the certainty of abundance. This means adopting the belief that abundance is your natural state and that it is already yours, even if it is not yet visible in your external reality. Certainty is a powerful energy that overrides doubt and fear. It allows you to trust in the unfolding of your desires without succumbing to anxiety or impatience. When you hold the certainty of abundance, you act and think as though you are already prosperous, which aligns you with the very conditions you seek to create. Certainty is strengthened through visualization and affirmation. See yourself living the life of abundance you desire. Imagine the freedom, joy, and security that come with it. Feel the emotions of already having what you seek, and affirm your connection to infinite resources. Statements like "I am abundant, wealth flows to me effortlessly," and "I am always provided for" are not just words, they are declarations that reprogram your subconscious mind and align your energy with abundance. Letting go of the illusion of lack also requires detachment from appearances. External conditions may not immediately reflect your inner shift, but you must not let this discourage you. Understand that what you see in the present moment is the result of past thoughts and beliefs. By changing your focus now, you are setting the stage for a new reality to unfold. Detachment does not mean indifference, but rather trusting in the process and refusing to be swayed by temporary setbacks. Practice generosity, even in small ways. Giving from a place of abundance, no matter how modest, reinforces the truth that you have enough to share. Generosity breaks the cycle of scarcity thinking and creates a flow of energy that invites more into your life. When you give, you affirm that there is always more than enough, and this mindset attracts wealth and opportunities. Poverty is an illusion that dissolves when you shift your focus from lack to gratitude and certainty. By embracing the wealth that already exists in your life, visualizing the abundance you desire, and trusting in the unfolding of your path, you create the conditions for prosperity to manifest. The external world is a reflection of your inner state, and when you align with the energy of abundance, you break free from the illusion of lack and step into the infinite riches that are your birthright. True wealth is not found in chasing after it, nor is it a destination that exists outside of yourself. Instead, wealth begins within, in the state of mind and heart that feels as though your desires are already fulfilled. The secret to manifesting riches lies not in endless striving, but in embodying the feeling of already having received what you seek. When you cultivate this state of being, when you truly feel the freedom, joy, and confidence of being super rich, you set into motion powerful forces that align your external circumstances with your inner reality. The essence of creation lies in emotion. What you feel deeply and consistently becomes the blueprint for your life. If you feel lack, struggle, or desperation, you unconsciously reinforce those conditions. Conversely, when you feel abundant, grateful, and at peace, you attract experiences that mirror those emotions. This is not mere theory, it is a law of existence. The outer world reflects the inner state, and by embodying the feelings of wealth and prosperity, you draw those realities into your life. To feel as though wealth is already yours, you must first cultivate clarity about what wealth means to you. It is not just a number in your bank account, but an experience, a way of living, and a sense of freedom. What does being super rich feel like to you? Does it feel like the weight of worry lifting off your shoulders? Does it feel like waking up each morning with excitement and purpose? Perhaps it feels like the freedom to travel, to give generously, or to pursue your passions without limitation. Take time to define this feeling in vivid detail, for it is the foundation of your manifestation. Once you have a clear understanding of what wealth feels like, immerse yourself in that feeling as often as possible. Close your eyes and visualize yourself living your desired life. See yourself in your dream home, traveling to breathtaking destinations, or enjoying the freedom to spend your time as you choose. But more importantly, feel the emotions that come with these experiences. Feel the confidence of financial security, the joy of unlimited possibilities, and the peace that comes from knowing you are always provided for. These feelings are the essence of wealth, and by embodying them now, you align yourself with their physical manifestation. It is crucial to understand that this practice is not about pretending or fooling yourself. It is about stepping into the truth of your creative power. When you feel as though you already have what you desire, you are not denying your current reality, you are acknowledging a deeper reality, the reality of your potential and your ability to shape your life through focused intention and emotion. This process also requires releasing any resistance or doubt. The mind may try to convince you that you are deluding yourself, pointing to external circumstances as proof that you are not yet wealthy. But external circumstances are the result of past thoughts and feelings. They do not define your present or future potential. To feel as though wealth is already yours, you must trust in the unseen and have faith in the process. This faith is not blind, it is rooted in the understanding that the universe responds to the energy you emit, and that your feelings are the driving force behind creation. As you practice feeling wealthy, you will notice shifts not only in your external circumstances, but also in your behavior and mindset. You will begin to make decisions from a place of abundance rather than fear. Opportunities that align with your vision will appear, and you will feel drawn to take inspired action. This is the natural result of aligning with the energy of having rather than lacking. One of the most powerful aspects of this practice is its ability to transform your relationship with money. Instead of seeing money as something you must chase or hoard, you begin to see it as a natural and abundant resource that flows effortlessly into your life. You no longer cling to it out of fear, but use it freely and joyfully, knowing that there is always more where it came from. This shift in perspective not only attracts more wealth, but also allows you to experience it fully and without anxiety. The feeling as though wealth is already yours is about embodying the state of being that you desire. It is about stepping into the version of yourself that is confident, joyful, and free. This state of being is not something you achieve after wealth arrives, it is the very condition that invites wealth into your life. By aligning your emotions with the reality you wish to create, you unlock the door to abundance and allow your outer world to reflect the richness that already exists within you. The most profound changes in life often occur in silence. The law of assumption, a principle of manifestation, works not through loud declarations or public displays, but through the quiet, unwavering alignment of your inner world with the reality you desire. When you assume the feeling of already having what you seek and hold that assumption with conviction, the universe begins to rearrange itself to fulfill your vision. This process is subtle yet powerful, and its strength lies in its silence. Silence is not a void, it is a space of power and creation. It is within the stillness of your mind and heart that you plant the seeds of your desires. Broadcasting your dreams to the world may seem tempting, especially in a culture that values external validation. But sharing your intentions too widely can dilute their energy. Every time you seek approval or acknowledgement for your dreams, you risk introducing doubt or conflicting energies into your process. Silence safeguards your vision, allowing it to take root and grow without interference. The law of assumption begins with a simple yet profound shift in awareness. You must assume that what you desire is already yours. This is not about pretending or wishful thinking, it is about embodying the state of being that matches your desired reality. For example, if you seek financial abundance, assume the feelings of confidence, security, and freedom that come with having wealth. If you desire love, assume the feelings of joy, fulfillment, and connection that a loving relationship brings. By aligning your inner state with your desired outcome, you create a powerful resonance that draws that reality into your life. This process requires no external display. The work is internal, and it unfolds in the quiet moments when you close your eyes and imagine, when you affirm your belief in the unseen, and when you choose to feel as though your dreams have already come true. In silence, you bypass the noise of the world and connect directly with the infinite creative power within you. It is here, in the sanctuary of your inner world, that transformation begins. Silence also fosters focus. When you keep your dreams to yourself, you eliminate distractions and protect your energy. External opinions, no matter how well-meaning, can introduce doubt or confusion. Others may not share your vision or understand the depth of your conviction, and their skepticism can create unnecessary resistance. By keeping your intentions private, you maintain clarity and strengthen your belief in their inevitability. The law of assumption works in silence because it relies on the principle of faith. Faith is not loud, it does not seek validation or proof. It is a quiet knowing, a deep trust that what you have assumed as true will manifest in its own time and way. This faith is the foundation of your creative power, and it is nurtured in the absence of external noise. When you act as though your desire is already fulfilled, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. The universe responds not to your words or outward actions, but to the energy you radiate. Silence allows you to stay grounded in the present moment. The more you focus on your inner alignment, the less you are swayed by temporary appearances or setbacks. This detachment is crucial because the process of manifestation often involves a gestation period. During this time, the universe is working behind the scenes to bring your vision into reality. Doubt, impatience, or the need to explain your dreams to others can disrupt this process. Silence keeps you anchored in trust and patience. As your assumption begins to manifest outwardly, you will notice subtle shifts in your circumstances. Opportunities will arise, synchronicities will occur, and pathways will open. These changes are the natural result of your inner alignment. You do not need to force or chase them, they will flow to you effortlessly, like a river finding its way to the sea. The quieter you remain, the more attuned you become to these signs, and the easier it is to follow the guidance they provide. The law of assumption is not about convincing the world of your dreams, it is about convincing yourself. When you fully embody the state of your desire, the external world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. This process does not require fanfare or announcement, it thrives in the stillness of your belief and the quiet certainty of your heart. By working in silence, you allow the law of assumption to unfold naturally, bringing your desires into reality with grace and ease. Silence is your ally, your power, and the sacred space where dreams are born and fulfilled. Persistence is the cornerstone of manifestation. It is the unwavering commitment to your vision, the unshakable belief that what you desire is already yours, regardless of what your current reality may suggest. Riches, opportunities, and success are not drawn to fleeting wishes or half-hearted efforts. They are magnetized by a steadfast mind that refuses to waver. To persist is to claim your power as a creator and to trust the process, knowing that the reality you hold within will inevitably materialize in the world around you. Manifestation is not a linear journey. It often unfolds in ways that challenge your patience and test your faith. There will be moments when your external circumstances appear to contradict your vision, when doubts creep in, or when progress seems invisible. These are the moments that define your success, for it is during these times that persistence becomes your greatest ally. To persist does not mean forcing or controlling. It means maintaining your inner alignment with your desired outcome, even when the evidence is not yet visible. The law that governs creation responds not to fleeting desires, but to sustained focus and belief. When you persist in holding your vision, you send a clear and consistent signal to the universe. This signal is not only about what you want, but about who you are. By persisting, you affirm that you are the person who already has what you seek. This is the essence of manifestation, not seeking to acquire something outside yourself, but embodying the state of already having it. The universe does not resist this. It harmonizes with your assumption and orchestrates the circumstances necessary to bring it into your experience. Temporary appearances are just that, temporary. They are the remnants of your past thoughts and beliefs, and they hold no power over your present or future unless you give it to them. To persist is to see beyond these appearances and to remain anchored in your vision. When you encounter setbacks or delays, remind yourself that they are not failures but stepping stones. Each challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your faith and deepen your alignment with your desire. The key is not to let these temporary conditions deter you from your path. Persistence also requires patience. The gestation period for your desires varies depending on the clarity of your vision, the intensity of your belief, and the alignment of circumstances. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, your manifestations require time to unfold. Impatience can disrupt this process by introducing doubt or by causing you to shift your focus. Trust that everything is happening in its perfect time and way, even if you cannot yet see the results. Maintaining your vision in the face of contrary appearances also involves mastering your thoughts and emotions. Negative thoughts and feelings may arise, but they do not have to define your state of being. When doubts surface, acknowledge them without resistance, and then gently redirect your focus to your desired outcome. Visualization, affirmation, and gratitude are powerful tools that can help you stay aligned with your vision. By repeatedly immersing yourself in the feeling of already having what you desire, you reinforce your belief and strengthen your connection to your goal. One of the most powerful aspects of persistence is its ability to transform your identity. The longer you hold your vision, the more you become the person who naturally lives that reality. This shift in identity is crucial because it aligns your thoughts, actions, and energy with the life you seek to create. When you persist, you are not just waiting for something to happen, you are actively becoming the embodiment of your desire. This inner transformation is what allows your external world to change in response. Persistence is not about perfection, it is about consistency. You do not need to hold your vision flawlessly or never experience doubt. What matters is your ability to return to your belief time and time again. Each moment you choose faith over fear, hope over despair, and certainty over doubt, you strengthen your connection to your desired reality. Over time, this consistent focus creates momentum, and the energy of your belief becomes irresistible. As you persist, you will begin to notice shifts in your external world. Opportunities will arise, synchronicities will occur, and pathways will open. These signs are not coincidences, they are the universe responding to your persistence. Celebrate these moments as confirmations of your power and let them fuel your faith. The more you persist, the closer you come to the full manifestation of your vision. Persistence is an act of self-love and self-respect. It is a declaration that your dreams are worth the effort and that you are worthy of the life you desire. By refusing to waver in your belief, you honor the creative power within you and demonstrate your trust in the process of life. Riches, success, and fulfillment are not reserved for the lucky few, they are the natural result of a mind that persists in its vision. Hold your belief, no matter what, and watch as your persistence transforms your world. In conclusion, the journey to manifesting true wealth is not about chasing after riches, but aligning your inner world with the reality you desire. It begins with recognizing that wealth starts in the mind, where your beliefs and thoughts shape the reality you experience. By focusing your imagination on your desired outcome, detaching from the illusion of lack, and assuming the feeling of already having what you want, you set the stage for abundance to flow into your life. The law of assumption works in silence, and the power of persistence ensures that despite temporary setbacks or appearances, your vision will ultimately manifest. Wealth is not a distant goal to be reached, it is a state of mind to be embodied. Persistently hold your vision, trust the process, and know that the universe will conspire to bring your desires into reality. Thank you for your time and attention. May you step forward with unwavering belief, knowing that everything you desire is already on its way to you. Keep your focus, stay persistent, and watch as your dreams come to life. Thank you. Imagine yourself standing at the precipice of greatness. Not a single ounce of your success is hidden from you. It exists now in this very moment. The key is not in chasing it, but in preparing for its inevitable arrival. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are prepared to receive. The first step is to claim your success as though it were already yours. Close your eyes and see yourself in the life you desire. Feel the joy, the freedom, the accomplishment as though they are present now. This is not mere imagination, it is the bridge between your current state and your future reality. Do not concern yourself with the details of how success will come. That is not your work. Your responsibility is to hold steadfast to the vision, trusting the unseen power that shapes your world. Resist the temptation to analyze or doubt, for these are the barriers that delay the inevitable. Every great success begins in the silence of belief. When the outer world shows no sign of change, remember the seed is growing beneath the soil. Your persistence in the vision, even when evidence is lacking, is the very force that commands the universe to act on your behalf. Gratitude is the language of abundance. Feel thankful now, not for what you hope to receive, but for what you already possess in the unseen realm. Gratitude is a powerful multiplier, aligning your vibration with the reality you seek. Prepare for your success to arrive in ways you could never predict. The path will surprise you, but the outcome is certain. Remain flexible and open, for life will orchestrate the details with a precision you could never plan. Prepare your heart, your mind, and your spirit for massive success. It is not a distant dream, but a present reality awaiting your readiness. Stand firm, believe boldly, and receive willingly. Success is not coming, it is already here, and it belongs to you. Success begins in the quiet, unseen spaces of the mind, long before it is visible in the outer world. To truly prepare for massive success, one must first embrace the mindset of ownership. This is not merely wishful thinking or hopeful longing, it is the deliberate and unwavering belief that success is already yours, as natural and certain as the rising sun. It requires a shift from the external pursuit of achievement to an internal realization of possession. The foundation of this transformation lies in your ability to visualize, feel, and embody the essence of success before it manifests physically. Imagine for a moment the person you desire to become, the life you aspire to live. In the mind's eye, you are already there. You see yourself thriving, standing tall in your accomplishments, exuding confidence, and radiating abundance. The mistake many make is treating this exercise as fantasy, dismissing it as mere imagination. But what you envision within is not a dream, it is a seed of reality waiting to be nurtured. Visualization is the first act of creation. When you close your eyes and see yourself as the successful individual you desire to be, you are giving form to the formless. The clearer and more detailed your vision, the stronger its pull on reality. However, visualization alone is not enough. It must be infused with emotion, for emotion is the language through which the invisible becomes tangible. Feel it. Feel the pride of accomplishing your goals, the joy of financial freedom, the peace of a balanced life, and the thrill of opportunities flowing effortlessly to you. Your emotions are a magnetic force, drawing to you the people, circumstances, and resources that align with the reality you are embodying. This feeling is not an act of pretense or make-believe, it is a conscious alignment with the truth that already exists in the unseen. The key to this process is understanding that the outer world is but a mirror reflecting the state of your inner world. If you perceive yourself as lacking, struggling, or unworthy, those are the experiences the world will echo back to you. On the other hand, when you cultivate the mindset of ownership, believing without hesitation that success is yours, your external reality must align with that belief. This is not arrogance, it is a quiet confidence rooted in the unshakable knowing that you are destined for greatness. Embodying success means living as though your goals have already been achieved. Speak, act, and carry yourself with the certainty that your vision is unfolding perfectly. This does not mean you ignore your current circumstances. Instead, you approach them with the understanding that they are temporary and malleable. Each step you take is guided by the awareness that you are walking the path of someone who is already successful. The process requires faith and persistence. There will be moments when the physical world seems unchanged, when doubts creep in and tempt you to abandon your belief. In these moments, remind yourself that the inner shift always precedes the outer manifestation. Just as a seed planted in the ground takes time to sprout, your success is unfolding in perfect timing. Trust the process and hold firm to your vision. One of the most profound shifts that occurs when you embrace the mindset of ownership is a sense of calm and assurance. No longer do you feel the need to chase or force outcomes. Instead, you align yourself with the flow of life, knowing that everything is working in your favor. This inner peace not only accelerates the manifestation of your desires, but also allows you to enjoy the journey along the way. Success is not something you acquire or achieve, it is something you claim and embody. It is not a destination but a state of being. By visualizing your desired reality, feeling it with conviction, and embodying it in your actions and attitude, you prepare yourself to receive the success that is already yours. This mindset of ownership is the starting point of every great achievement and the foundation upon which lasting success is built. The power of assumption lies in its ability to transform your life from within. It is a principle that transcends mere optimism or positive thinking. It is the deliberate practice of embodying the reality you desire, as if it already exists. When you cultivate the habit of assumption, you step into the role of the creator, aligning your inner world with the outcome you wish to see. The external world then has no choice but to conform to this inner truth, for assumption is the seed from which all physical realities grow. To act as if you are already living in your desired reality requires a shift in consciousness. It is not enough to hope, wish, or dream. You must firmly assume the identity of the person who has achieved the success, happiness, or abundance you seek. This is not a superficial act of pretending, but a deep inner conviction that what you desire is already yours. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions must reflect this belief. As you assume this state of being, you send a powerful signal to the universe, shaping your external circumstances to mirror your internal reality. The assumption is rooted in the principle that life reflects your deepest beliefs. The outer world is not independent of your inner state, it is a mirror that reveals what you hold to be true about yourself and your circumstances. When you assume a particular state of being, whether it is wealth, health, or love, you align your energy with that reality. This alignment is not passive, it is an active and intentional process that involves your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Begin by identifying the reality you desire. Close your eyes and imagine it in vivid detail. See yourself living that life, experiencing the joy and fulfillment it brings. Then move beyond mere visualization to the realm of assumption. Feel the emotions associated with that reality as if it is happening now. Feel the gratitude, the excitement, the peace. Let these emotions permeate your being, for they are the fuel that brings your assumption to life. The next step is to act in alignment with your assumption. This does not mean engaging in reckless behavior or ignoring your current responsibilities. Instead, it means carrying yourself as though you already are the person you aspire to be. Speak with confidence, make decisions from a place of abundance rather than lack, and approach each day with the mindset of someone who has already succeeded. This alignment between your inner belief and outer action strengthens your assumption, reinforcing it until it becomes your reality. The power of assumption lies in its ability to bypass the limitations of the physical world. When you focus solely on what your senses reveal, you are bound by the constraints of the present moment. However, assumption allows you to transcend these limitations by creating a new reality in your mind. This new reality becomes a magnet, drawing the necessary people, opportunities, and resources into your life. Over time, your assumption hardens into fact, reshaping your outer world to match your inner vision. Doubt and fear are the greatest obstacles to cultivating the habit of assumption. They arise when you allow the evidence of your senses to dictate your belief. To overcome these challenges, you must persist in your assumption, even when the physical world shows no signs of change. Trust in the unseen, knowing that your inner work is setting the stage for your desired reality to unfold. Persistence is key, for it is through unwavering belief that your assumption gains the power to manifest. As you cultivate this habit, you will notice subtle shifts in your life. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will present themselves. Relationships will transform, and circumstances will align in ways you could not have predicted. These changes are not coincidences, they are the natural consequences of your assumption taking root and growing into reality. The habit of assumption is a practice of faith and imagination. It requires you to look beyond what is and focus on what can be. By assuming the feeling of your desired reality and living in alignment with that belief, you unlock the creative power within you. Your assumption will harden into fact, and the life you once envisioned will become the life you live. In the journey towards success, one of the most liberating truths you can embrace is that the how is not your responsibility. The path to achieving your desires, the intricate details of how circumstances will align, and the specific steps that will unfold are not for you to control or dictate. Your role is to focus on the vision, to trust in its inevitability, and to remain unwavering in your belief. When you detach from the how, you allow the unseen forces of life to orchestrate events in ways that are beyond your imagination, creating a pathway to success that is often more effortless and perfect than you could ever plan. The human tendency is to overanalyze and strategize. When faced with a goal or dream, the mind immediately begins to calculate, asking questions like, how will this happen? What steps do I need to take? What if I fail? While planning has its place, becoming consumed by the details can lead to stress, doubt, and even self-sabotage. This fixation on the how creates resistance, blocking the very flow of energy that could bring your vision to life. By trying to control every step, you risk limiting the infinite possibilities that exist beyond your current awareness. To detach from the how is to release the need for control and place your trust in the unseen. This does not mean being passive or idle, rather, it means focusing your energy on the end result, rather than the means to get there. Picture your desired reality clearly and hold it in your heart with unwavering faith. Feel the joy, the fulfillment, and the gratitude of having already achieved it. Then let go of the question of how it will come to pass. Life operates through a complex web of interconnected events, people, and circumstances. Often the path to success involves opportunities, encounters, and solutions that you could never predict. When you release the need to control the process, you create space for these unseen forces to work on your behalf. These forces, whether you call them divine guidance, universal energy, or simply the natural flow of life, are always active, aligning the pieces of your vision in perfect harmony. Imagine planting a seed in fertile soil. Once planted, your role is not to dig it up each day to see if it is growing. Instead, you trust that the seed knows how to grow. You water it, provide sunlight, and allow nature to take its course. In much the same way, your vision is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your mind. By detaching from the how, you allow it to grow without interference. Detaching from the how also brings a sense of peace and freedom. When you no longer feel the burden of controlling every aspect of your journey, you can relax and focus on what truly matters, maintaining your belief, taking inspired action when prompted, and enjoying the present moment. This surrender does not mean giving up. It means recognizing that there is a greater intelligence at work, guiding you toward your success in the most efficient and beautiful way possible. The resistance arises when you doubt this process. Perhaps the outer world appears unchanged or progress seems slow. In these moments, remember that the visible is only a fraction of what is unfolding. Much like a river carving its path through a valley, the forces of life are working tirelessly behind the scenes to bring your vision to fruition. Your role is to stay aligned with the feeling of your desire fulfilled, and to trust that the process is unfolding perfectly, even when you cannot see it. Detaching from the how does not mean ignoring opportunities or refusing to take action. It means allowing action to arise naturally from a place of alignment and inspiration, rather than force or desperation. When you trust the unseen forces, you will find yourself in the right place at the right time, guided by intuition and synchronicity. The steps you need to take will become clear, often in ways that feel effortless and joyful. Detaching from the how is an act of faith. It is a declaration that you believe in the power of your vision and trust in the unseen forces that support its realization. By focusing on the end result and releasing the need to control the process, you open the door to possibilities that surpass anything you could have planned. Success is not just about achieving a goal, it is about allowing life to unfold in its miraculous and mysterious way, carrying you toward your vision with grace and ease. Persisting in your inner vision is the cornerstone of transforming your reality. The outer world, no matter how rigid it may seem, is a direct reflection of your inner beliefs and assumptions. It is shaped not by chance, but by the steady, unwavering conviction you hold within. While it may be tempting to react to external circumstances, true change begins and solidifies in the mind. To persist is to trust the power of your vision even when the world around you offers no immediate evidence of change. It is a commitment to the unseen, a steadfast focus on what you know to be true within, regardless of what appears without. The world operates as a mirror, reflecting back the beliefs, assumptions, and feelings you harbor most consistently. If you allow yourself to be swayed by the temporary conditions of the outer world, you give up the creative power within you. When circumstances seem unchanging or even contrary to your vision, it is not a signal to abandon your belief, but a test of your persistence. These moments call for an unshakable focus, for the outer world always conforms to the dominant state of your inner world, not instantly, but inevitably. To persist in your inner vision, begin by understanding the nature of your mind. Your imagination is the workshop of creation. Every time you vividly picture your desired reality and feel its truth, you impress it upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious, in turn, works tirelessly to bring this vision into form, influencing events, aligning circumstances, and guiding your actions. However, this process requires consistency. A fleeting belief or half-hearted assumption lacks the power to override the patterns already ingrained in your subconscious. Persistence is the force that rewrites these patterns and reorients your entire being toward the fulfillment of your vision. Detachment from the evidence of your senses is essential. The physical world, as real as it may appear, is the result of past thoughts and beliefs. It is a delayed reflection, much like the light of a distant star that reaches Earth long after it has been emitted. If you allow yourself to be discouraged by what you see in the present, you risk reinforcing the very conditions you wish to change. Instead, let your focus remain on the inner vision, knowing that it is the seed of a future reality that must come to pass if you nurture it with persistence and belief. Persisting does not mean forcing or straining, it means maintaining a quiet, confident faith in your vision. It is the unwavering decision to return time and again to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. Even when doubts creep in or circumstances appear static, gently redirect your mind to the truth you hold within. This practice builds resilience, teaching you to trust in the unseen forces at work, rather than the fleeting appearances of the outer world. Emotions play a vital role in persistence. The feeling of your vision fulfilled is the fuel that powers its manifestation. Cultivate this feeling as often as possible, allowing it to permeate your thoughts and actions. Feel the joy, gratitude, and peace of already living the life you desire. These emotions not only strengthen your belief but also create a magnetic force that draws your vision closer to reality. When doubts arise, counter them with the certainty of this feeling, reminding yourself that the outer world must eventually conform. Time is another factor that tests your persistence. The delay between imagining your vision and seeing it manifest can be frustrating, but this period is not wasted. It is a time of gestation, where unseen forces are aligning the pieces of your vision. Trust in this process, knowing that every moment you persist strengthens the foundation of your desired reality. The greater your belief, the shorter this period becomes, for the intensity of your inner conviction accelerates the alignment of circumstances. In the face of apparent stagnation, affirm your vision with even greater clarity. Speak words of truth to yourself, such as, "It is done," or "I know my vision is real." These affirmations, repeated with conviction, reinforce your belief and keep your focus steady. Let every action you take in the outer world be guided by this inner knowing, acting as though your vision is already a fact. This alignment between thought and action creates a powerful coherence that hastens the manifestation of your desire. Persistence in your inner vision is an act of mastery over the self. It requires discipline, patience, and unwavering faith. But the rewards are extraordinary. By refusing to waver, even in the face of unchanging circumstances, you demonstrate your understanding of the creative process. You rise above the temporary and align yourself with the eternal truth. The outer world is but a shadow of your inner beliefs. Hold fast to your vision, nurture it with care, and trust in its inevitable fulfillment. In time, the world will conform and your inner truth will shine forth as your reality. Gratitude is one of the most potent forces in creation. It shifts your energy, aligns you with the frequency of abundance, and bridges the gap between where you are and where you desire to be. To embrace gratitude for what is unseen is to step into the reality of your fulfilled desires as though they are already yours. It is to say thank you for blessings not yet visible in the physical world, confident that they exist in the realm of possibility and are on their way to you. This state of gratitude amplifies your focus, strengthens your belief, and hastens the manifestation of your desires. When you feel gratitude, you align yourself with the feeling of having, rather than wanting. Desire in its purest form is a beautiful force, but if it is not accompanied by gratitude, it can carry an undertone of lack. This lack creates resistance, reinforcing the idea that what you desire is separate from you. Gratitude, however, dissolves this separation. When you give thanks for your success, as though it has already happened, you step into the energy of fulfillment. You affirm that your desires are not only possible but certain. Gratitude is not merely a mental exercise, it is an emotional state that resonates deeply with the subconscious mind. The subconscious, which shapes your outer reality, responds not to words alone but to the feelings behind them. When you feel genuine gratitude for something unseen, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious that the desired outcome is already real. This emotional conviction imprints your belief onto the subconscious, prompting it to work tirelessly to align circumstances, opportunities, and people in harmony with your vision. You begin by visualizing your desired success with vivid clarity. See yourself living the life you dream of, achieving the goals you have set, and experiencing the joy and abundance that comes with it. As you hold this image in your mind, shift your focus to gratitude. Say to yourself, thank you for this incredible success. Thank you for the opportunities that made it possible. Thank you for the joy, fulfillment, and abundance I now experience. Allow this gratitude to fill your heart until it feels as real as if your desires had already materialized. This practice of gratitude is not about pretending or deceiving yourself. It is about aligning with the truth that all possibilities exist within you. By feeling grateful for what is unseen, you claim it as your own. You step into the identity of someone who has already succeeded, and this identity becomes a powerful attractor for your desires. Gratitude also cultivates a mindset of abundance. When you focus on what you are thankful for, whether it is present in your life now or yet to come, you shift your attention away from what is missing. This shift not only elevates your mood but also raises your vibrational frequency, aligning you with the positive outcomes you seek. The law of attraction responds to this energy, drawing to you experiences that match your elevated state. The beauty of gratitude is that it can be practiced anywhere, at any time. In moments of doubt, turn to gratitude. When circumstances appear unchanged, give thanks for the unseen progress taking place behind the scenes. When you feel impatient, remind yourself that every step of the journey is bringing you closer to your vision. Gratitude transforms these moments into opportunities for growth, reinforcing your trust in the process and your belief in the inevitable fulfillment of your desires. As you embrace gratitude for what is unseen, you may begin to notice synchronicities, opportunities, and subtle shifts in your outer world. These are not coincidences but reflections of your inner state. They are signs that your gratitude is working, aligning your reality with the vision you hold within. Celebrate these signs, no matter how small, as evidence that you are on the right path. Gratitude also deepens your relationship with the unseen forces at work in your life. Whether you perceive these forces as divine guidance, universal energy, or the natural flow of creation, expressing thanks for their support strengthens your connection. It acknowledges that you are not alone in this journey, that there is a greater intelligence orchestrating events in your favor. This trust allows you to relax, release resistance, and surrender to the process with confidence. Embracing gratitude for what is unseen is an act of faith and mastery. It requires you to look beyond appearances, to trust in the invisible, and to celebrate the reality of your desires before they manifest. But this practice is also profoundly rewarding. It transforms the way you experience life, filling each moment with hope, joy, and a deep sense of abundance. By feeling gratitude as though your success has already happened, you align yourself with its inevitability, amplifying the power of your focus and accelerating the realization of your dreams. Expecting the unexpected is an essential mindset for manifesting success. It acknowledges that while your vision is clear and your desires are firm, the paths through which they come to fruition are infinite and often beyond your comprehension. To embrace this principle is to trust the unseen forces that orchestrate reality, allowing yourself to stay receptive, flexible, and open to possibilities you may not have anticipated. This mindset not only accelerates the manifestation of your success, but also allows you to navigate life with ease and curiosity. When you set your intention for success, it is natural to imagine specific ways it might unfold. However, attaching yourself too rigidly to a particular path can create resistance. The universe, or the unseen intelligence governing creation, operates with a perspective far broader than your own. It sees opportunities, connections, and sequences of events that your conscious mind cannot fathom. By expecting the unexpected, you release the need to control every detail and instead allow this greater intelligence to bring your vision to life in ways that are often more extraordinary than you could have imagined. Staying receptive begins with trust that your desires are heard, and that the processes required to fulfill them are already in motion. This trust is not passive, it is an active state of readiness. It means holding your vision clearly in your mind while being willing to adapt to whatever comes your way. Success rarely arrives in a straight line, it often takes twists and turns that, while unpredictable, are perfectly aligned with your ultimate goal. By remaining open, you position yourself to recognize these opportunities and take inspired action when they appear. Flexibility is equally crucial. The journey to success often requires you to adjust your plans, rethink your strategies, and embrace new directions. What may seem like a detour is often a necessary step toward your destination. For instance, you might encounter setbacks that initially appear to delay your progress, only to realize later that they provided valuable lessons or redirected you toward a better path. Flexibility allows you to flow with these changes rather than resisting them, maintaining your momentum even when the road ahead looks different than you expected. To expect the unexpected is also to cultivate a sense of wonder and curiosity. Instead of fixating on how your success will come, approach each day with the question, what incredible opportunities might unfold today? This mindset shifts your focus from doubt or impatience to excitement and possibility. It creates a sense of adventure, transforming the journey into an enriching experience rather than a means to an end. Practicing detachment is another key aspect of expecting the unexpected. Detachment does not mean giving up on your desires, it means releasing the need for them to manifest in a specific way or on a rigid timeline. When you are detached, you allow space for the unexpected to enter your life. You free yourself from the anxiety of micromanaging the process, trusting instead that what you desire is on its way, even if the how and when remain unknown. This openness often leads to serendipity, those moments of seemingly accidental alignment that bring you closer to your goals. Perhaps you meet someone who provides a vital connection, or you stumble upon an idea that transforms your approach. These occurrences are not random, they are the result of your openness to the unexpected. By staying attuned to your vision while remaining adaptable, you create a fertile environment for such synchronicities to occur. Expecting the unexpected teaches you resilience. Success is rarely a smooth journey. Challenges, surprises, and changes are inevitable. When you anticipate that the unexpected will play a role in your story, you are less likely to be thrown off course by unforeseen events. Instead, you see them as part of the unfolding process, responding with confidence and creativity rather than fear or frustration. This mindset also encourages you to expand your definition of success. Often, the unexpected ways in which success manifests reveal possibilities that surpass your original vision. For example, you might achieve a goal in a manner that brings additional benefits you hadn't considered, or you might discover new passions and directions that enrich your life even further. By staying open, you allow the unfolding process to exceed your expectations, creating outcomes that are not only successful but deeply fulfilling. Expecting the unexpected is an act of co-creation with the universe. It acknowledges your role as the visionary and the universe's role as the orchestrator. Together, this partnership creates a dynamic, ever-evolving process that brings your desires to life in ways that are both precise and miraculous. By staying receptive and flexible, you align yourself with this flow, allowing success to manifest in its most remarkable form. Trust in the process, remain open to surprises, and let the unexpected become a source of joy and inspiration on your journey to achieving your dreams. In this journey to massive success, you've learned that your mind is the foundation, your assumptions shape reality, and trust in unseen forces amplifies your manifestation. You've embraced persistence in your inner vision, gratitude for the unseen, and openness to the unexpected. Each principle is a reminder that success begins and ends within you, unfolding not just through effort but through alignment with the truth that your desires are already yours. As you walk forward, hold steadfast to these truths. Nurture your inner beliefs, let gratitude guide your steps, and trust the process even when the path is unclear. Success is not something you chase, it is something you allow to emerge from the certainty of your faith and the clarity of your vision. Thank you for embracing this message and for taking the time to internalize these principles. May your journey be filled with endless breakthroughs, abundance, and fulfillment beyond your wildest dreams. Thank you, and may success flow to you effortlessly. My dear friends, There comes a moment in every life when you must confront the choices you make, not from a place of love, but from a place of lack. How often have you reached out for what refuses to reach back? How often have you poured your energy, your love, and your attention into a vessel that neither sees nor honors the gift that you are? This is not the way of creation. This is the way of illusion, the illusion that you must strive, chase, or fight to earn what is already yours by divine right. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, why do I cling to what rejects me? Why do I bow to the idea that I must prove my worth to anyone or anything outside of myself? The answer lies in the misunderstanding of who you are. You are the creator, the dreamer of your own reality. And yet, when you choose what does not choose you, you declare to the world that you are less than the magnificent being you truly are. The time has come to stop chasing shadows. The time has come to stop clinging to what cannot see your light. Let go of the people, circumstances, and dreams that reject you not with bitterness, but with the grace of knowing that their rejection is not a reflection of your value, but a signal of misalignment. To stop choosing what does not choose you is not an act of surrender, it is an act of power. When you release, you open the door to what truly belongs to you. You see, the law is simple: what is meant for you will never need to be forced. It will come with ease, with flow, and with certainty. So shift your focus inward. Choose yourself. Choose the peace that comes from knowing your worth is not determined by who or what validates you. Embody the state of being chosen by loving yourself fully, and watch as the world begins to mirror this love back to you. To cling to what does not choose you is to perpetuate the illusion of lack. But to let go is to step into abundance. Release with grace, for in that release, you align with your true destiny, a destiny that does not demand effort, only faith in the infinite supply of what is truly yours. Walk away, not with fear, but with the quiet assurance that what is meant for you is already on its way. Stop choosing what does not choose you, and let the blessings of alignment flow into your life. You are the chosen, my friends, if only you choose to believe it. You are not meant to chase after anything or anyone that does not reciprocate your value. The very act of chasing implies a state of lack, a belief that you are incomplete until the object of your pursuit validates your existence. But this is an illusion, a distortion of the truth of who you are. Your worth is not something that can be granted or taken away by external forces. It is intrinsic, unchanging, and eternal. To recognize your worth is to awaken to the realization that you are whole, complete, and enough exactly as you are. Many of us fall into the trap of seeking validation from others. We look for love, approval, and acceptance outside ourselves, believing that when we find it, we will finally feel whole. Yet this pursuit often leaves us empty and exhausted because it is rooted in a misunderstanding that our value depends on how others perceive us. When you chase after those who do not see your worth, you hand over your power. You allow their lack of recognition to define you, forgetting that their inability to see your value says more about them than it does about you. True alignment begins when you stop looking outward and turn your attention inward. It is not about convincing others to choose you, it is about choosing yourself. When you understand your inherent worth, you no longer feel the need to beg for scraps of attention or love. You realize that you are deserving of relationships, opportunities, and circumstances that honor your value without condition or compromise. Recognizing your worth is an act of liberation. It frees you from the chains of dependency on external validation and allows you to stand tall in the truth of who you are. It teaches you to walk away from what does not serve you, not because you are unworthy, but because you are too worthy to settle for less than what aligns with your highest good. This is not arrogance, it is self-respect. It is the understanding that you do not need to chase, plead, or prove your value to anyone. When you truly know your worth, you begin to attract different experiences into your life. The energy of self-recognition is magnetic. It sends a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive what matches your vibration. No longer do you settle for relationships where your love is unreciprocated, jobs that do not appreciate your talents, or situations that make you feel small. Instead, you begin to see opportunities, people, and experiences that reflect your values showing up effortlessly. This shift does not mean that you will never face rejection or disappointment. These moments are a natural part of life, but they no longer have the power to shake your sense of self. When you know your worth, rejection becomes a redirection, a gentle nudge from the universe guiding you toward what is truly meant for you. You stop taking it personally and instead see it as a sign that the alignment was not there. Understanding your worth also means being patient. It requires trust that what is meant for you will never miss you, and that you do not need to chase or cling to force something into being. This patience is not passive, it is active faith. It is the quiet confidence that everything you need is already within you, and that the external world will mirror this truth in time. To truly live from a place of worthiness is to embody a state of peace. You are no longer at the mercy of others' opinions or actions. You walk through life with the assurance that you are enough, not because of what you do or what you have, but simply because you are. This understanding transforms your relationships, your career, and your entire experience of life. The world begins to treat you as you treat yourself. If you see yourself as worthy, the world will reflect that back to you in ways that are beyond what you can imagine. You will find yourself surrounded by people who uplift and cherish you, opportunities that honor your talents, and experiences that bring joy and fulfillment. Recognizing your worth is not just a moment of clarity, it is a daily practice. It is choosing to honor yourself in your thoughts, actions, and choices. It is reminding yourself that you are not here to beg for what is already yours by divine right. You are here to receive, to create, and to live in alignment with the truth that you are enough, exactly as you are. What you cling to out of desperation will often elude you, for desperation is the language of lack, not abundance. It stems from fear of loss, fear of being unworthy, fear of not having enough. When you cling, you create resistance. This resistance disrupts the natural flow of life, making it impossible for what is truly yours to align effortlessly with your reality. To let go is not to abandon hope, but to release the weight of desperation and embrace the calm certainty that what belongs to you cannot be taken away. Consider the nature of a clenched fist. When you hold on too tightly, your hand becomes rigid, unable to receive. This is the same with your energy. Desperation constricts while detachment opens. Clinging binds you to a state of longing, reinforcing the idea that you are separate from what you desire. The act of letting go, on the other hand, is a declaration of trust in the unseen forces that govern your life, a recognition that the universe operates with precision and wisdom far beyond our human understanding. Letting go does not mean giving up, it means releasing the need to control. When you are desperate, you send a signal to yourself and the world that you do not trust the natural unfolding of life. You grasp at people, outcomes, and situations, believing that without them you will be incomplete. Yet this very grasping often pushes away what you seek. Imagine trying to catch a butterfly. The harder you chase, the further it flies. But when you sit still, the butterfly may land gently on your shoulder. Detachment is not indifference. It is not about caring less or giving up on your dreams. Instead, it is about holding your desires with an open hand, trusting that if they are meant for you, they will come to you at the right time and in the right way. It is about shifting your focus from external outcomes to internal alignment. When you detach, you create space for what is truly aligned with your highest good to flow into your life without force or struggle. When you cling, you are often operating from a place of fear that you are not enough or that what you desire will never come. But fear creates a barrier between you and the fulfillment of your dreams. Letting go allows you to step into a state of trust, where you no longer feel the need to chase or control. This trust is a powerful force. It communicates to the universe that you are ready to receive, not because you are desperate, but because you know you are worthy. Detachment is also an act of self-respect. It acknowledges that your happiness and peace are not contingent on external circumstances. You no longer place your well-being in the hands of someone else's choices or the outcome of a specific situation. Instead, you reclaim your power, recognizing that true fulfillment comes from within. This shift in perspective is transformative. It frees you from the anxiety and stress of trying to make things happen and allows you to experience the joy and abundance that comes from living in alignment with your true self. As you let go, you may notice something remarkable. The things you once chased begin to gravitate toward you. This is not coincidence, it is the natural result of releasing resistance. When you detach, you align with the flow of life, which is always moving toward your highest good. You stop blocking the very blessings you seek with your own desperation and allow them to manifest in their own time and way. The practice of detachment requires faith in the unseen, faith in the timing of your life, and faith in your own worthiness. It asks you to release the illusion of control and trust that the universe is working in your favor, even when you cannot see it. This faith is not blind, it is rooted in the understanding that everything in life is interconnected, and that what is truly yours will always find its way to you. In letting go, you discover a deeper sense of peace. You no longer feel the need to force or chase, because you know that you are already complete. Detachment allows you to live with grace, embracing the present moment without being consumed by fear or longing. It reminds you that life is not a battle to be won, but a journey to be experienced with trust and openness. So let go, not because you do not care, but because you trust. Release the weight of desperation and step into the freedom of detachment. In doing so, you will find that what truly belongs to you will come not as a result of your effort, but as a natural alignment with the abundance and flow of life. The feeling that you must pursue something that rejects you arises from the illusion of lack, a deeply ingrained belief that you are incomplete, and that something external will fill the void within you. This illusion is the root of many struggles, for it blinds you to the truth of your being. You are already whole, abundant, and complete. It convinces you to chase after things, people, or circumstances that seem to hold the key to your happiness, when in reality, these pursuits only reinforce the false idea that you are lacking. When you feel the urge to pursue what rejects you, pause and ask yourself why. Often the answer lies in a misunderstanding of your worth. You may believe that the approval of someone else, the attainment of a goal, or the acquisition of material things will validate your existence. But this belief is an illusion, for your value does not come from anything outside of you. It is inherent, unchanging, and eternal. No rejection, no loss, and no external circumstance can diminish it. The illusion of lack is a trick of the mind. It convinces you to focus on what you do not have, creating a sense of desperation and neediness. This focus on scarcity clouds your vision and keeps you trapped in a cycle of longing and frustration. It whispers that you are not enough, that happiness lies just out of reach, and that if only you could have this or that, you would finally feel complete. Yet the truth is the opposite. Abundance begins not with having, but with knowing. Abundance is a state of mind, not a condition of life. It starts with the recognition that everything you need already exists within you. When you understand this, the external world begins to shift. You stop chasing after what rejects you because you no longer feel the need to prove your worth. Instead, you align yourself with the truth of your being. And from this alignment, you naturally attract experiences and relationships that reflect your inner wholeness. The pursuit of something that resists you is a futile endeavor because it is based on a false premise. It assumes that the external world holds the power to complete you, when in fact it is your internal state that shapes your reality. When you believe in lack, you create lack. You vibrate at a frequency that repels abundance and draws in more experiences of rejection and scarcity. But when you shift your focus to abundance, when you recognize that you are already whole, you change your vibration. You begin to draw in experiences that resonate with your newfound sense of completeness. The feeling of lack often comes from comparing yourself to others. You see someone else living the life you desire, and you tell yourself that you must be deficient in some way because you do not have what they have. But comparison is a thief of joy, and it blinds you to your own unique gifts and path. Your journey is yours alone, and it unfolds in perfect timing. What is meant for you will never reject you. It will come to you effortlessly when you are ready to receive it. The key to breaking free from the illusion of lack is to turn inward. Instead of looking outside yourself for validation, focus on nurturing your inner world. Practice gratitude for what you already have. Affirm your worth daily. Visualize yourself as already abundant, not in a future where you have attained something, but in the present moment where you are already whole. This shift in perspective is powerful. It transforms your energy and aligns you with the flow of life. When you stop chasing what rejects you, you reclaim your power. You step out of the mindset of lack and into the reality of abundance. You no longer feel the need to grasp at what is not meant for you, and you no longer fear rejection because you understand that it is simply a redirection towards something better. You begin to trust in the wisdom of the universe, knowing that everything you need will come to you in its own time and way. The illusion of lack is just that, an illusion. It has no power over you unless you believe in it. When you let go of this belief, you free yourself to experience the abundance that has always been yours. You stop seeing rejection as a reflection of your worth and start seeing it as a sign that you are being guided towards something greater. So release the illusion. See yourself as you truly are, whole, complete, and enough. Abundance is not something you chase, it is something you embody. And as you step into this truth, you will find that the external world begins to mirror your inner state, bringing you blessings that are a natural extension of your newfound sense of completeness. What you truly desire must first be claimed within. This is the principle of inner alignment, a profound truth that your external reality is a direct reflection of your inner state. If you wish to experience being chosen, cherished, or abundant, you must first embody these qualities in your mind and spirit. Only when you align with the feeling of already having what you seek can it manifest effortlessly in your life. Most people approach their desires from a place of lack. They focus on the absence of what they want, unknowingly reinforcing its absence. They beg, plead, and strive, believing that external action alone will bring about their fulfillment. But the secret lies not in doing, but in being. It is the state of being chosen, loved, or prosperous within yourself that attracts the outer conditions to match it. Your imagination is the gateway to inner alignment. When you close your eyes and envision yourself as already having your desire, you step into the reality of it. You begin to feel the emotions associated with its fulfillment: joy, gratitude, love, or peace. These emotions are powerful because they carry the vibrational frequency of your desire. When you dwell in these feelings consistently, you align yourself with the frequency of what you seek, and the universe has no choice but to respond in kind. To embody the state of being chosen, you must shift your focus from external validation to internal affirmation. Begin by affirming your own worth. Tell yourself daily, I am enough. I am worthy of all the good things life has to offer. These words are not mere repetitions, they are seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Over time, they grow into beliefs, and these beliefs shape your reality. Detaching from the outcome is another key aspect of inner alignment. When you are truly aligned with your desire, there is no desperation or clinging. You know that what is yours cannot miss you. This sense of trust and detachment creates a powerful magnetism. It communicates to the universe that you are not in a state of neediness, but in a state of abundance. And abundance attracts abundance. Imagine for a moment what it feels like to be chosen not by another person, but by life itself. Feel the confidence, the security, and the joy of knowing that you are seen, valued, and celebrated. Sit with this feeling until it becomes second nature. When you embody this state, you naturally exude an energy that draws others toward you. Opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your chosen state will begin to unfold without effort. The power of inner alignment lies in its simplicity. It requires no external struggle, no chasing after what feels out of reach. Instead, it asks you to turn inward and claim what you desire is already yours. This is not about pretending or fooling yourself, it is about recognizing the creative power within you and using it intentionally. When you embody the state of your desire, you are no longer waiting for it to appear. You are living as if it already exists, and in doing so, you make it real. Challenges may arise as you practice this, for the outer world may not immediately reflect your inner state. Doubts and fears may creep in, tempting you to revert to old patterns of thinking. But persistence is key. Hold firm to the vision of your fulfilled desire. Return to it daily, especially in moments of doubt. Remind yourself that the external world is a delayed reflection of your internal alignment. Trust in the process, and know that the seeds you plant within will inevitably bear fruit. Inner alignment is not just about manifesting specific desires, it is a way of being. It is the realization that your true power lies within, that you are the creator of your reality. When you embody the state of being chosen, loved, or abundant, you transcend the need for external validation. You become self-sufficient, grounded in the knowledge that everything you need flows naturally from your inner state. As you practice focusing on inner alignment, you will notice a shift not only in what you attract but also in how you experience life. You will move through the world with a sense of ease and confidence, no longer chasing after things but allowing them to come to you. This is the essence of effortless manifestation, the recognition that when you embody the state of your desire, the external world will always mirror it. What you claim internally becomes your reality, and what you desire flows to you as a natural extension of your being. The ego is the voice within that constantly seeks approval, recognition, and validation from the external world. It pleads for attention, cries out when it feels overlooked, and tirelessly compares itself to others in a futile attempt to measure its worth. The ego thrives on the fleeting satisfaction of external acknowledgement, but this satisfaction is always temporary, leaving a deeper sense of emptiness in its wake. To silence the ego's plea is to free yourself from this endless cycle and turn inward, where your true self resides, a self that is whole, complete, and untouched by the shifting opinions of the world. The ego's need for validation stems from fear and insecurity. It believes that its value is determined by how others perceive it. This belief drives it to seek constant reassurance, whether through praise, achievements, or relationships. But no amount of external validation can ever truly satisfy the ego, because its hunger is insatiable. The moment it achieves one goal or gains one form of approval, it immediately shifts to seeking the next. This endless striving creates a sense of lack, a belief that something is always missing. Your true self, however, knows no such lack. It exists in a state of completeness, needing nothing outside of itself to feel whole. It is the part of you that is connected to the infinite, unchanging source of being. Unlike the ego, the true self is not concerned with appearances, comparisons, or achievements. It does not seek validation because it recognizes its inherent worth. When you shift your focus inward to this true self, the ego's plea loses its power. The noise of its demands quiets, and a profound sense of peace takes its place. Silencing the ego's plea does not mean ignoring or suppressing it. The ego is a part of your human experience, and its voice will always be present to some degree. But you can learn to observe it without giving it control. When the ego cries out for validation, recognize it for what it is, a habitual pattern of thought that does not define you. Acknowledge its presence, but gently redirect your attention inward to the still, quiet place within where your true self dwells. This shift inward requires practice and self-awareness. Begin by noticing when the ego is at work. Perhaps it is when you feel a pang of jealousy, when you seek praise for something you have done, or when you feel hurt by criticism. In these moments, pause and ask yourself, who is seeking validation? Is it the true self, or is it the ego? By bringing this awareness to your thoughts and feelings, you begin to separate yourself from the ego's voice. Meditation and mindfulness are powerful tools for this practice. When you sit in stillness and observe your thoughts without judgment, you create space between yourself and the ego. You realize that you are not your thoughts or the emotions they stir, you are the awareness behind them. In this awareness, the ego's pleas become less urgent, less convincing. You begin to hear the deeper voice of your true self, a voice that is calm, steady, and unshaken by external circumstances. Turning inward also involves cultivating self-love and self-acceptance. The ego's need for external validation often arises because it does not feel worthy on its own. But when you nurture a sense of love and acceptance for yourself as you are, the ego's pleas diminish. You no longer need others to tell you that you are enough, because you know it within yourself. Affirmations, journaling, and acts of self-care can help reinforce this inner sense of worth. As you silence the ego's plea and align with your true self, you will notice a profound shift in your experience of life. The opinions of others lose their hold on you. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself or seek approval, because you are grounded in the truth of your being. Relationships become more authentic, free from the ego's demands for validation. Success becomes a natural expression of your inner alignment, rather than a means to gain external recognition. Silencing the ego's plea is not about rejecting the external world, but about changing your relationship with it. When you no longer depend on others for validation, you can engage with the world from a place of wholeness. You are free to give and receive love, to create, and to pursue your passions not to fill a void, but to express the abundance within you. The true self needs no approval to feel complete, because it is already complete. When you shift your focus inward and connect with this truth, the ego's voice fades into the background. You discover a deep sense of peace and freedom, unshaken by the opinions of others or the changing circumstances of life. This is the power of silencing the ego's plea. It allows you to live from your true self, in alignment with the infinite and eternal essence of who you are. Walking away with grace is one of the most empowering acts you can undertake. It is not an admission of defeat, nor is it a reflection of weakness. Instead, it is a profound declaration of wisdom and self-respect. To release what does not choose you, whether it is a relationship, a job, or a dream that no longer aligns with your path, is to honor your worth and make room for what truly belongs to you. This act of letting go clears the clutter in your life and creates a sacred space for alignment with your highest good. There is a common misconception that holding on demonstrates strength. Society often glorifies persistence, urging us to try harder, fight for what we want, and never give up. But there is a fine line between perseverance and self-betrayal. Clinging to what resists or rejects you is not strength, it is a denial of your inherent value. True strength lies in the ability to recognize when something no longer serves your growth and to walk away with dignity, trusting that better things are ahead. Walking away with grace begins with self-awareness. It requires a deep understanding of your desires, values, and boundaries. When you find yourself in a situation where your worth is not acknowledged, your energy is drained, or your peace is compromised, it is a sign that it is time to let go. This recognition is not always easy. The ego resists, whispering fears of loss and scarcity. It tells you that walking away is giving up, that you may never find something better. But the soul knows otherwise. It knows that releasing what no longer serves you is an act of faith in the abundance of life. Releasing with grace means letting go without bitterness or resentment. It is easy to harbor anger toward those who do not choose you or the circumstances that do not unfold as you hoped. But holding on to negative emotions ties you to the very thing you wish to release. Walking away with grace involves forgiving, not necessarily to absolve the other party, but to free yourself. Forgiveness severs the energetic cords that keep you tethered to the past and allows you to move forward unencumbered. Detachment is a key element of walking away gracefully. Detachment does not mean indifference or apathy, it means releasing your emotional dependence on the outcome. When you detach, you acknowledge that your happiness and fulfillment do not depend on any specific person, situation, or result. You reclaim your power, recognizing that your worth is intrinsic and not contingent on external validation. Walking away with grace also requires trust in yourself, in the process, and in the higher intelligence that governs the universe. It is an act of surrender, a willingness to let go of control and allow life to unfold in its perfect timing. Trust that by releasing what is not meant for you, You are making space for what is. Trust that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, is always guiding you toward your highest good. As you walk away, you create a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. The space you clear by letting go becomes a fertile ground for new opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are truly aligned with your soul. It may not happen immediately. There may be a period of waiting, a season of stillness. But in this stillness lies the opportunity for healing, reflection, and growth. It is a time to reconnect with yourself, to nurture your spirit, and to clarify your vision for the future. Walking away with grace is a practice of self-love. It is a way of telling yourself, I deserve better, and acting in alignment with that belief. It is a declaration that you will no longer settle for less than what honors your worth and uplifts your spirit. It is a commitment to prioritize your well-being and to choose yourself, even when others do not. Walking away with grace is not about the other person or the situation, it is about you. It is about reclaiming your power, honoring your journey, and aligning with your truth. It is an act of liberation that allows you to step into the fullness of who you are and to open yourself to the infinite possibilities that await you. Walking away is not the end, it is the beginning of a new chapter, one where you are free to receive all that is meant for you with open arms and an open heart. In the journey of life, learning to stop choosing what doesn't choose you is one of the most liberating and transformative lessons. It requires recognizing your worth, detaching from illusions of lack, silencing the ego's relentless cries for validation, and trusting that walking away with grace is an act of wisdom, not weakness. When you honor yourself in this way, you create space for true alignment, where what belongs to you naturally flows into your life without resistance. The act of letting go is not a loss, but a profound declaration of faith in your own completeness and the abundance of the universe. It is a testament to your trust in the unseen forces working for your highest good. By shifting inward, embodying the state of being chosen, and aligning with your true self, you step into a life filled with authenticity, purpose, and fulfillment. Thank you for allowing me to share these thoughts with you. May they inspire you to embrace your worth and walk confidently toward the life you deserve.